so forgive me if there's a bit of wobbling. Still might be a little bit of an adjustment period for getting it set up right. But we're back with the trusty orange sketchbook, my trusty Japanese carbon ink pen, and my not so trusty beard that I haven't shaved yet that will probably scratch on the microphone a few times. As per, I haven't got much of a plan for what to draw, we're just going to go with it. I was thinking something skull related. Been listening to a lot of old school emo recently, so let's get emo with it. Right. How should we start? I'm thinking the eye. Why not? And I've just thought, like in the cartoons, very Billy and Mandy style, let's have a worm coming out of the eye. Haven't drawn a worm in a long time, haven't touched a worm in a long time. But then again, I don't spend as much time in the garden as I did when I was a kid. Did you know that you can chop a worm in half and it'll... I think that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my belief that you can cut a worm in half and it'll survive. I'm not sure. Let's give him a little face. That's a rubbish little face, but you get the picture. I sped up one of my last videos, took away the sound and put it on Instagram. And a good friend got back to me and said, hey, I've got one of those claws that holds your phone or your camera, so you can record yourself doing stuff if you want it. And I said, absolutely, send it on. And he sent it to me free of charge. So here I'm using it, but I've got it linked to the table right in front of me and not the shelf above my head. And thinking about it now, this shelf would probably be better because it'll wobble less. Because the table I'm working on right now I actually built myself. So, as reasonably skilled as I am with DIY, it's very wobbly. Which in turn means that the arm shakes a lot. As you can probably see, I'm going to give it a little wiggle now. There we go. I'm going to try and stay as still as possible. There we go. Still and chill, still and slow. It seems that my previous video where I was using the ink pen to draw the kind of stairway going into someone's eye, that's got a lot of feedback and a good few likes considering the fledgling nature of my channel, the newness of it all, so I'm very appreciative for that. So I thought I'd do another, just jumping straight into it, pen and ink drawing really. I have drawn skulls before, not loads and loads, but the typical kind of teenage angst of drawing them. I went through a little phase in my 20s really, so I came to it a little bit late, but that tooth there is a little bit snagged. We can have a little crack there, and a few more teeth over here. Maybe you can have a gold one. No, let's have some snaggly ones. Okay. It's always good to have a bit of the old wear and tear when you're drawing a skull, because they never look perfect. I always try and do a few little kind of cracks and wear lines, if you want to call them that. I hope my skeleton doesn't look like this. also found out recently that, I think this might be right, babies are born with the full set of teeth and adult teeth just all the way up in their head. So apparently a toddler's adult teeth are like up here, ready to come out, which is absolutely horrifying when you think about it. Luckily, it's very rare that you'll actually see a toddler's skull without the flesh and the hair on it, so I think thankfully we're spared that image. This is the other weird thing with skulls. You always have to draw the inside of them, because you can see through them so much, which often leads to a bit of confusion. Like, I'm a bit of a fan of drawing roller coasters. Might do one on here one day, but when you're drawing the kind of interweaving, I don't know, wood, metal holding it up, I often don't know when to stop, basically, is what I'm saying. You can get so a little bit too into it sometimes, you know. Doing a little bit too much detail. I don't know, actually, no. I'll take that back. No such thing as too much detail. But if you don't get it right, it can look really confusing. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense now. Basically what I mean is, when you leave gaps, do you draw what's behind it or not? I don't know. Often, more times than not, I do. I think that's a good thing. It works for me anyway. I'll stop rambling about that now. I'm not even making sense to myself. I feel a bit silly that I'm inside recording this video today. I've wanted to do it for a while, but you know, life gets in the way when this isn't your full-time job yet. But I feel a bit silly because it's an absolutely gorgeous day outside. It's so sunny. And I have been out to B&Q just now, but I would quite like to go outside after this. Another thing that got in the way of making a few more videos was, and I'm very grateful and fortunate for this, I just had a big commission on in the past couple of weeks that fortunately is finished now. It was pretty fun to make, but obviously that was very nice, but also got in the way of making videos. And I've especially been dying to make some after I got sent the arm that is, you know, currently wobbling all over the place, again, which I apologise for. Alright, let's get some cracks in. I am going to go over this with my trusty felt tip pen. Tell you what, let's give him a little, what's that guy's name? Little Goosey Bird. Had a big diamond in his head or something. He spent like £100 getting a diamond implanted in his head or something utterly ridiculous like that. And then a fan ripped out at a gig. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, fair play, whatever he wants to do, but it seems a bit of a shame that, you know, it just got nicked literally from the middle of his head by a fan. I'd be a little bit gutted if that happened to me after spending so much money on it. I mean, if I had 100 odd grand, I probably wouldn't spend that on that right away. Makes sense though, I guess he knows where he always knows where it is. He'll never lose it. Well, he did lose it, but in theory he wouldn't ever lose it if it's there. You might have also been able to hear someone mowing the lawn outside. That's how much of a nice day it is. No dogs barking today though. No cats meowing, no cockerels cockerelling. do the outline first. It's not quite as dark and dense as my fountain pen, but I don't really want to use a Sharpie because I tend to go a bit loopy off the fumes, as you might have seen in my last video. I used a Sharpie on, but also it'll bleed through to the other side, and I'm not a big fan of that happening, I'm afraid. I'd rather preserve the work on the other side of the page. My next sketchbook I'm going to get, I've forgotten what it's called, is a render one. R-E-N-D-R, I think I've spoken about this in a previous video, but it's meant to be completely bleed proof. I mean, I'm sure it'll bleed a little bit if you did use a big fat Sharpie on it, but in theory it's meant to be completely bleed proof. So I'll be excited to get that. Plus, my next sketchbook, I want a bigger sketchbook. I want it, you know, A4 size, so it'll encourage me to do some bigger drawings, really. As I do like having this size sketchbook, it's a good size to, you know, it's very portable. Don't have to kind of make any special allowances for it if you want to take it somewhere, and I do tend to take it everywhere. It's just my, oh, look at the reflect. Okay, so if I hold it up like that, you can see it's filling it in black quite nicely, but the light is reflecting off it, making it look a bit rubbish. Colouring around Mr. Worm. Maybe I should have used Sharpies. As much as I'm slagging them off, they do really fill the space in black. No, none of this, like you can see now, where the light it's kind of too shiny. There's none of that with the Sharpie. Oh, sorry, I'll just steady the camera. I really did make it wobble then, didn't I? Okay. Right, onto the correct forehead. Correct eye socket. He might have, I had someone beat the hell out of him in a previous life and crack him over the head with I don't know what, a spear. This could be the skull of the warrior from my previous video, from my first ever video actually. Right. After I've done this, I'll move the page and see. Here we go, look, there we go, that's nice and dark. I'm sure you can, if I hold it like that, it's a little bit better. Oh, I know, I should go around the diamond, make that stand out. So I guess this is the skull of Little Uzi Vert, is it? Little Uzi Vert. I'm gonna go with that. I think I remember seeing it was him. I've just broken my own rule. Look, instead of doing kind of a detailed interior, I've just coloured it in black. I think for the purposes of this drawing, though, it's appropriate. Sorry if quick scribbling isn't tonal one, but obviously it's not tonal. Substituting tone for shade. Creating tone with shade, I'll stick with that. Give him a few little cavities around his teeth. There we go, that's looking okay, a bit of... Yeah, here we go. Okay, great. Tooth. Chips in his teeth, as in, you know, it's chipped off, not chips as in French fries, obviously. For any American viewers out there. Oh no, chips to us is French fries to you. And chips to you is crisps to us, that's right. What else? Kind of... Oh, nappies and diapers. Can't think of any others off the top of my head. Saying things like, can I grab a shower? I'm gonna grab a shower. Kind of makes me laugh. I suppose we say some dumb things though. You know, half of our town names are basically unpronounceable if you don't know. Leicester. Leicester. I'm not even sure how I've gone onto this, sorry. Okay. I think I've got to add something else in, like a pattern somewhere. Maybe a bit of shading on Mr. Worm. Mr. Wormy, there we go, okay. Might create a bit of this kind of tonal shading around his eye and elsewhere. Right, what else have we got? What else are we thinking? To be fair, I'm quite happy with him. Quite happy with Mr. Skull and Mr. Worm. I'm almost tempted to not try and do too much more to it. Not that I think that, you know, too many cooks spoil the broth or anything, but maybe I just, you know, if I can't think of anything else particular to add, then I don't need to add anything else, that's just it. Oh, a bit better of a crack on his head, a few more cracks on his head maybe. I'm gonna put a hint of a cowboy hat. Can't go wrong with a skull and a cowboy hat. There we go. Now who knows what he's got on his head? Cowboy hat, bowler hat. Right, lovely to play. Okay. Right, I'm really going to work on this wobbling camera for the next video. That is going to get solved. Because it's even annoying me a bit, let alone annoying if it's annoying you. A little bit across the chin here and there. Man, I could just keep drawing on it forever. No stopping me. Right. That was a kind of a little quick one, a little 20-minute drawing in my sketchbook. Lo and behold, I've got a lot of pen on my fingers. But thank you very much, I hope you enjoyed and happy drawing.